The 87th meeting between a Shamokin and Mount Carmel team. Mount Carmel leads the series 54 wins, 23 losses, and there's been 9 ties. This season, Mount Carmel 3-0 and Shamokin 1-2. But throw away the records, Warren. This is the game of the Anthracite region.
Well, you always say that. You always say throw away the records in a match like this. But for another good reason, you want to take the record a little bit lightly, I think, in that we played 3 schools who are obviously having their problems this year. There's 1 win among the 3 schools to start the season after 3 games. So you would have to say we've played a relatively light schedule to begin the year, whereas Shamokin area, on the other hand, has played what was a highly touted Bethlehem Liberty squad to open the season, opening with a big win where they were picked to lose. Now, Bethlehem Liberty has gone on to rebound and win their last 2 games. Then they come into North Schuylkill, of course, 3-0, I think the number 3rd 3A ranked school, or 4th 3A ranked school in the state or whatever. Then they hit Blue Mountain, another school that was picked to be an extremely tough school as the season began. So their schedule coming into the Mount Carmel area game certainly was somewhat stronger than us, and that sometimes makes you a little bit more competitive, down the road. So I think they're going to be a little bit more even than people think.
Talk a little bit about the starting lineups tonight. For the Mount Carmel area on offense, Vic Kornatsky, number 6, will be the quarterback. Joe Costello, 41, junior, will be the fullback. Number 22, Brett Veach at tailback. Number 27, Dave Evans will be the wing. At split end, number 30, Sean Jamin. At tight end, number 83, Eric Higgins. And number 31, Corey Hepper. They'll trade the job. At tackle, number 68, Brian Lepotsky. At the other tackle, number 76, Mike Boyer. At guard, number 61, Jamie Rowland. At guard, number 77, Bill Anderson. And at center, number 74, John Feddock. Take a little bit on the Shamokin offense, and Wayne, you want to take that one for us?
Definitely.
You know these guys from down here and being
right.
in the school district.
I'll tell you what, they're coming in with a very big line. We have Chad Varney here, 6'2", 215. Dave Roble, 5'11", 251. Chris Carnuccio, sophomore, 6'2", 252. Dan Dietz, a senior, 6'1", 216. We have Dan Krebs, a senior, 5'10", 225. Eric Bugner, 6'3", 267. And Paulie Yost, he's the split end, 5'10", junior, 166. We have the flanker here, Dave Ritchie, 5'11", 180. Harry Reed, 5'8", 196. He's running at fullback. And the tailback is Jamie Wislowski, 5'8", 160. And the new quarterback coming on would be Todd Hockenbrock, a junior, 5'11", 192.
Talking a little bit about the 2 teams, Warren. You come with 2 junior quarterbacks, Vic Kornatsky at Mount Carmel, Hockenbrock for Shamokin. And then in the backfield, Brett Veach, 22, Jamie Wislowski, 20. Speedsters in the backfield. 2 good fullbacks in Harry Reed and Joe Costello. And then at the wings, you have Dave Evans for Mount Carmel and Dave Ritchie for Shamokin. Very equal, balanced teams right there.
Well, yeah, it's funny, but you come to the 4th game and you meet 2 teams that are mirror images of each other offensively. Now defensively, maybe a little bit different. Shamokin area giving up some more yardage and some more points, but again, I think that's maybe a tribute to their schedule more than it is anything else. Size-wise, fairly close. They're going to match up right along the line of scrimmage, pretty close. There's not a whole bunch of difference there. The speed, of course, probably Shamokin area has a little bit more overall team speed than Big Red does coming into a football game. Now, the odd part about that would be that Shamokin area has elected to play the football game tonight, of course, under extremely difficult conditions. It's raining heavily now. It was raining heavily all afternoon. You got to know the field is going to be a little bit slippery, a little bit muddy now. Of course, I think it could probably rain for about 100 years before it got muddy again. But, not the ideal situation if you're looking for speed in your running game, and that will affect both Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area as the game wears on tonight.
Getting ready to kick off here. The wind blowing hard from right to left as you look on your screens. Kicking off for the Big Red, number 25, Elliot DeFrancesco. The deep back for the Indians, number 20, Jamie Wislowski. We're about ready to start off this 87th meeting of the Big Red and the Purple. This one's going to go out of bounds on about the 10-yard line. Flags on the play.
Now you open the game up, and I'm sure they're told kick away from Wislowski. Obviously, if you're trying to do that, again, the kicking game has affected it probably as much or more than any phase of the game under these kind of conditions. Again, still raining heavily at game time. It's a slick turf. You know, his footing is a little bit impaired. Plus, he's a new kicker for us, pretty much, and he has not kicked under these conditions yet. I mean, nobody's kicked under rain conditions this year,
Nope.
so this is a new one for everybody as we start the game off. So it'll be interesting to see how that phase of the game is affected as we go through the four quarters.
Well, you have to watch when they kick to the right-hand side also. You have Paulie Yost over there, who's their other speedster that you really have to watch.
Indians first down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Hockenbrock from the shotgun formation. Twins right for Shamokin. Snaps back. Hockenbrock going to roll to his left. Finds a little running room. Takes the ball. Chicatano on him all the way. And helped out over there by number 26, Pete Cheddar.
All right, that was a design football play there that the quarterback was never going to throw the ball. I don't think he ever had in mind to throw. They were trying to seal everybody inside. He was going to come around. They were trying to clear that linebacker off on the outside, and they figured he'd have about 15 yards. He had about a half yard, I would say, or so, maybe less.
Well, right now they're showing it right on the 35. So second down and 10 again from the same formation. Hockenbrock calling the plays and actually changing the plays at the line of scrimmage. Over the to the left side, taken by Wisłowski and out of bounds. About a first down. It looks close to a first down for the Indians. That was a pass complete to Chad Varney. Sorry about that.
Now, Shamokin area opens up the way we had thought last night at Supper Club we would see them. We would see them throw short passes to the speedy receivers, probably in the 5 to 7 yard range. Maybe give them 5 yards on the run, you know, and it's a first down when you do it that way.
Third down and 1 for the Indians, the ball on the 44-yard line. Wisłowski off the left side, finds some running room and breaks it to about the 49-yard line of the Big Red. Dave Evans in on the tackle, also helping out number 30, Sean Jamin. First down, Indians from the 49-yard line. Good hole off Carnucci and Roble on that play, Wayne.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to you look at Wisłowski here. We've seen him as a sophomore and what he did to the Tornadoes 2 years ago.
Up the middle to Harry Reid. Big hit in the pile there for the Red Tornadoes, getting up off the bottom. Number 66, Joe Chicatano.
Now, the strength of both these teams, of course, on defense is the linebackers. Two excellent linebackers from the Big Red, and Shamokin area countered the same way with Reed and Varney, two really good linebackers.
Second down and 10 for the Indians. Quick pass off to the flats and out of bounds off the hands of Paul Yost. Setting up the Tornado defense as we have the Indian offense set up. 83 Eric Higgins at end, 30 Sean Jamin at end. Corey Hepler, number 31 at tackle. Bill Anderson, 77 at tackle. 61 Jamie Rowland was at nose guard, but number 54, the freshman Jeff Evans, just into the game. At linebacker, 41 Joe Costello and Joe Chicatano. The corners, 26 Pete Cheddar and 22 Brett Veach. 27 Dave Evans at strong safety, and number 8 Nick Gretzky at safety. Third down and 10. Hockenbrock looks over the middle, now tucks it, going to bring it around the left side. Still on his feet, knocked off his feet by Brett Veach, and then finished off by Corey Hepler and Dave Evans, a gain of about 5 yards. Shamokin, fourth down and 5 to go from the 45-yard line.
Punt team for Shamokin's on the field, and this is a crucial punt, believe it or not, when it's your first one, because it can establish field position probably for the first half if it works out right for a Shamokin Indian. So if he can put it down there deep enough and negate any run back.
Hockenbrock with the punt. Bouncing in the direction of Malakowski. It's bouncing down on around about the 8-yard line and will be down there. That was Dave Evans down there in the punt formation. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Set up the Shamokin defense here a little bit for you. At nose tackle, number 74, Rob Taylor. At the tackles, number 79, John May, and number 75, Dave Roble. At the ends, number 42, Josh McBride, and 76, Jason General. At linebackers, 22, Chad Varney, and 44, Harry Reid. We'll get the backfield after this play. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Hand off to Veach off the left side. Big hit in there by number 70 on the tackle. 75, Dave Roble.
On the tackle for the Indians is number 74, Rob Taylor, along with number 42, Josh McBride. Ball to the yard, bring up a
Hitting the backs on the Shamokin defense. 15, Dave Ritchie at corner. 20, Jamie Wesloski at cornerback. Strong safety number 9, Jason Lynch. And the safety number 5, Todd Hockenbrock. Second down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Split backfield. Pitch back to Veach. Finds a little running room out around the left side. Gain of about maybe 1 or 2 yards. In on the tackle, number 5 for the Indians, which is Todd Hockenbrock, coming from his safety position.
No, it's nothing fancy right now for Big Red. Straight running game, blasting the ball in between. He came a little bit off the tackle that time. First one inside the tackle. They're moving to their left on both of the first 2 offensive plays of the series here.
Karnaski to Veach. Over the 21-yard line, tackle made by Reed, but will not be a first down. This will be a 4th down and 1 for the Red Tornadoes, and more than likely a punting situation for the Big Red.
I think it'd be more than likely. I don't think we're going to be trying to go for it down this deep. And this is what I meant by field position. Now the Indians hold you to 3 downs and out. You don't get 10 yards. Now you're kicking from your own 9 or 10-yard line, and they're establishing some field position.
Right.
Flags on the play, and it looked like a movement in the Tornado line, but the official is going to call dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Red Tornadoes. 5-yard penalty, make it 4th down and 6 for the Red Tornadoes. Joe Costello, 41, back in punt formation. Nice kick by Costello, booming to the 30-yard line, down on the 20, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. What a kick by Joe Costello.
That was unbelievable.
Big kick.
Under pressure, unbelievable. Under pressure, down by your own goal line, and he booms one down. The ball's coming out on a 23-yard line.
Yeah, for the problems we thought Mount Carmel would have with being so deep, they now pick up a lot by getting that great punt off with Costello's punt.
I just spent all that time on field position and wasted it because he just changed the entire field position of the game.
First down and 10 Indians, 7:15 left in the first quarter. Hockenbrock's going to come up under center to start this series for the Indians. Wesloski, big hit by 61 Jamie Rowland and 31 Corey Hepler. Good play that time by the line of the Red Tornadoes.
Now here's the second series of downs. Shamokin comes out in the first series, sets up trips right and split right. Now all of a sudden they come up at split left. They're going to start running to the other side now. They want to see what how the defensive backs sit up with the trips formation.
Number 51, Chris Pfeiffer into the Indian lineup at guard. Hockenbrock rolls to his left, looks downfield. Nice reception made by number 15 for the Indians, Dave Ritchie, and looked like days of old when Chad Ritchie would come around that side for the Indians.
He was wide open that time. We lost him somewhere coming out because there was nobody covering him. It wasn't a really great pass, and he had to fool around a little bit to catch it, so he wasn't able to gain any, but we wouldn't have put him out of bounds right away either.
First down and 10 Indians from the 42-yard line.
Well, they have 3 men on trips on that side over there, and we only have 2 men fronting them. The free safety is back. He's, 2 guys squaring out there. You're not going to cover them all.
Right, you're absolutely right.
Wesloski and Reed in the split backfield. It puts Wesloski in motion to the right side. Take the handoff to Reed. Hockenbrock's going to roll. Looks downfield. Nice pass made to number 22 from the Indians, Chad Varney, and that'll be close to a first down for the Indians.
They're negating the pressure. They're getting pressure, but they're negating our front line pressure by rolling him quickly to either side of the line. Now, the thing you need to watch with him is he's a left-handed quarterback. it's extremely difficult for him to make a throw, just as it is for a right-handed quarterback in the opposite direction when he's on the run. Yet he did fairly well
that
there.
was the side that normally they wanted to get him to rush to, was to the right, and Hockenbrock did a great job there of getting it off. Hand off to Wisłowski. Big play by Joe Chicatano. Loss of about 4 yards. Good blitz by the linebacker of the Big Red.
But if you watch all their passing so far, is their key man, their primary man, is only 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. Where they're looking, Shamokin's looking for the quick throw, because they know the pressure that they're going to receive. The quick throw and let the receiver run with the ball.
Right.
Second down and 13 for the Indians. 5:29 left in the first quarter in the battle for the bucket. Hockenbrock rolls to his left, tucks the ball, starts running with it. Hepler in there on the tackle, also on the bottom of the pile for the Red Tornadoes. Number 30, Sean Jamin.
On the tackle, number 30, Sean Jamin.
Third down and 10 for the Indians.
That's a case there where you need containment. Everybody's got to stay in their spot and contain him. He's rolling out with the thought, if I don't see someone, I will run immediately. He's not wasting a lot of time back there making a decision to run or not.
Trips right, set up for the Indians now. Harry Reid, the lone back for Shamokin.
We've left one guy not covered in this alignment again.
See,
there he is.
Varney.
Out of bounds.
And he caught the ball on the 35-yard line. First down, Indians on the 35-yard line. That was Dave Ritchie coming across again, and I called Varney, but
you've got to make an adjustment here.
Right.
Wayne, you're absolutely correct.
Right.
They are flooding the side with the trips formation, and one guy is being left clean all the time.
That's right. They're bringing
he's the middle guy too.
He's the middle guy, and what they're doing, they're cleaning the area out by sending one guy deep, and they're squaring two guys out. And there's no way that one person can cover two men.
Hockenbrock from the shotgun formation, got twins left. Snaps back a little high. He's going to take it and run with it off the left side. Finds a little running room, and then Dave Evans comes up, makes a great tackle on about the 39-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 4 yards.
Now, that play I don't believe was ever designed to be a pass.
No.
I mean, unless I'm mistaken, he doesn't even look downfield that time. He took the ball, he took a side step, he looked for what he thought was going to be an alley, and he took off. And I think he's designed to do that, and he's doing it from the shotgun, which is somewhat odd to be doing it that way, but you don't see it that often. But
what that does, it gives them a better view of the field. They're running trips left and this far split right, so they're putting two men on the split over on the left-hand side, and Mount Carmel's wasting two more men over on the right-hand side with the free safety about 10, 12 yards deep.
Right.
So, they figure if enough of men are covered one-on-one, he should be able to break it around the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what the aim is. And it seems that they do that more to their left offensively than they do to the right. Almost every play where he's looked like he was running to the left, which is would be his natural way to run. That's what he would be most comfortable, being a left-handed quarterback.
Timeout called by the Indians with 3:48 left in the first quarter.
So far, I think the Indians have us a little bit confused on some formations. They're spreading their formations out more than I think we probably were going to see, and the quarterback is in that shotgun formation a lot, where he, as you said, he has a lot to look at. He can see everybody. He's waiting for that little alley to open up, and as soon as he thinks he sees it, he heads for it. And that's going to make what it makes for is a long night defensively if you're not staying where you're supposed to be.
Don't forget there will be a dance following tonight's game from 9:30 to 11:30 in the Commons at Shamokin Area High School.
Right now, with 3:48 left in the first, Mount Carmel has had only 3 offensive possessions. Shamokin controlling the ball from the line of scrimmage.
Offensively, they've pretty much done what they wanted. They have to be happy so far the way they opened the game up with 3:48 remaining in the first quarter.
Number 9, Jason Lynch, and number 2, Paul Yost. Split far right for the Indians. From the shotgun again. Hockenbrock going to roll this way. Incomplete pass on about the 35-yard line. Third down and about 11 to go for the Indians.
Now that showed you a little bit of difficulty he'll have when he's rolling that way, he's rolling to his right and then trying to set his hips. And when you don't get your hips set like that, the ball naturally goes down, and he was low on that pass. Of course, you don't want to be setting your hips when you have those two guys ready to dislocate your hip. I'm certainly not blaming them.
61, Jamie Rowland back in at nose tackle here for the Red Tornadoes. This is the trips right formation again. Hagenbrock looks over to the left on a screen left to 22 Varney, finds some running room down to about the 26-yard line. Hepler on the tackle along with 41 Joe Costello, close to a first down for the Indians.
Great call by the Indians that time. Heavy pressure from Big Red. We have Hepler was tying a shoe or something, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, he's going to leave the game, whatever he did. But get back, he had heavy pressure on the previous 3 downs. Really having a tough time. That time a screen pass to the strong side where he can rotate to it fine, and caught Big Red a little bit off guard. 3 of us were rushing. There was nobody back into the blocking formation, and he probably, from what it looks like, either has the first down or is going to be about a half a yard short.
Well, you see a measurement right now, and they're about 12 inches?
Half a yard?
30 yard? Half a yard.
Now you're going to make me use addition. Huh?
That's okay. Shamokin faced with a 4th down and short.
How about we say enough not to punt of that one.
Ball's on the 26-yard line. 3:21 left in the first. No score here. The battle for the coal bucket. Shamokin area, Mount Carmel area. Tight formation for the Indians.
Quarterback sneak, I think.
Yep. It is the quarterback sneak.
They got it.
And the
Second
last effort there also helped out really by number 51. Did a great job of helping him along, Chris Pfeiffer. You got him right there, Wayne?
Yep.
Okay.
That's going to be a
first down Indians from the 24.5-yard line.
And again, there was a good initial stop there by the defense, but it was Todd's second effort to roll to his left-hand side to pick up the first down.
Dave Ritchie and number 2 Yost split far right this time. Pitch back to Weslowski off the left side. Ooh. He's met hard by number 41 Joe Costello, and Jamin on the bottom of the tackle, number 30.
Oh, the cast man was there. Oh, what a hit.
Gain of about 2 yards, 2nd down and 8 for the Indians.
That might be the toughest 2 yards he picks up tonight.
44, Harry Reid, and number 20, Weslowski in the backfield. Hagenbrock looks like he changes the play on the line of scrimmage. Rush from the Red Tornadoes, and off the hands of Jamin and into the hands of number 75, and linemen love that. Dave Roble with the reception. Any lineman that gets his hands on the balls, it's a thrill to do that.
You're looking at that pass play now. He was under pressure, but it took a long time to develop, and he managed to throw the ball. There had to be, I think, 5 purple jerseys and 1 red one. He threw at the red guy that time. I thought he was aiming at him almost.
But again, the thing that you have to look at is that they had receivers open on the opposite side of the field that are not covered.
3rd down and 2, 1:30 left in the first. Hagenbrock pitches back to Weslowski. Going to try the left side. Hit by Joe Costello, makes the final hit on him over there. Also helped out by number 26, Pete Cheddar.
Good sustained drive for the Indians right now, though.
That's a first down.
Yep. It is a good drive, and they're eating up the clock. Here's a minute and 15 left in the first quarter.
First down and 10, Shamokin area from the 15-yard line.
The good news is the rain has stopped.
The bad news is the wind has picked up to 52 miles an hour.
It's definitely a lot windier than it was, but the rain has officially stopped, at least for this moment anyway. it's time for Big Red to be tested here.
Took him a little time to set the chains there. That was the delay as Shamokin came up to the line. Hagenbrock under center, puts Weslowski in motion. This was going to be a keeper, Hagenbrock, and he's hit. Kepler was in there, and the big hit made by 66 Joe Chicatano.
And the two linebackers are having a whale of a football game so far. Both Costello and Chicatano are in on almost every play, and we always hear that from Coach Conley. And that means the defensive line is doing a fantastic job. When the defensive line does its job, the linebackers get all the tackles. And certainly you're seeing a lot of that tonight. So he's got to be happy with the way they're playing. A loss of a yard, ball's back on the 17-yard line now of Big Red.
Hagenbrock looks like quick opener. Complete to number 2. Paul Yost on the left side, and a bunch of tornadoes in there on the tackle, Warren.
That was about a 2-yard, 3-yard pickup at most. Should bring up a 3rd and 8.
Getting at that distance where it's a little hard for me to see over there. That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Mount Carmel area 0, Shamokin area 0, but Shamokin area on the move and also with good ball control in that first quarter.
Absolutely.
All but 3 plays of offense went to the Indians.
Got Shamokin down here, 3rd and 9. The ball's on the hash mark. They might try to run it into the center because one of the Hollingsheads, I don't know whether it's, I think it's Brett. There's Brett and Brian, twin brothers. Brett kicked a 34-yard field goal, I think, against Blue Mountain last week to pick up the 17 points. And on the side of the Tornadoes, we have Elliot DeFrancisco who's doing an excellent job.
Who is only
also
a sophomore and already has, I guess, 7 extra points to his credit. So
Let's take a minute here to do our mid-quarter break here. You're watching, of course, WKMC TV. WKMC TV broadcast directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School along microwave signal WLX267. We are an instructional fixed television service. You are catching us on Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Channel 13 as a courtesy of the Service Electric Broadcasting System.
you have that down pat, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, I could probably do that in my sleep, which I'm doing the rest of this broadcast in.
Start of the second quarter.
Big 3rd and 9 for the Indians here.
Hagenbrock gonna roll to his right. Looking in the end zone, now looking back to the middle, still scrambling. Finds a little running room, now some big running room down to about the 9-yard line. He was hit on about the 16, but then finished off by Joe Chicatano on about the 9-yard line.
Ooh, a lot of missed tackles that time. Not enough for the first down, which will give the Indians a thought here with the 4th and 4 now to go early in the second quarter, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, definitely does not look like they're looking field goal right now.
Evans into the ball game at nose guard. An interesting
well, I think that's
development there. I think we're looking
to
at
get back there and try to get Hagenbrock. We have a timeout called by the Indians, and this one's the strategy where both teams will try to figure out what's going on for this play.
I think the Indians are taking a pretty good gamble here because, as you said, they can kick a field goal. You're down in a game that figures to be tight, at least here as we begin the second quarter. If they don't get it, that's going to be a major lift for Big Red, I think, and a letdown a little bit for them. So this is a pretty big gamble right now on Coach Chicatano's part.
Well, also the other thing you have to look at it, if they do not make it, we're starting now from about the 9-yard line or the 8-yard line. So, defensively, they could pretty much do what they want to do at that point in time.
Yeah.
Just driving through both towns tonight, the decorations were so great by both the Mount Carmel area cheerleaders and their pep club and Shamokin area cheerleaders and their pep club. Mount Carmel's red and white, and purple is dressed up, or Mount Carmel's red and white, and Shamokin's dressed up purple and white, and it looks really great. The bridges and all have the streamers flying, and a great effort by the cheerleaders. Hagenbrock on 4th down, pitches back to Weslowski. He's looking to throw the ball. Now he's going to try to get it outside, and he's knocked out of bounds, and this will be close for a measurement.
He got it.
Looks like
that's a first down.
Where he threw the beanbag, that's a first down.
That's definitely a first down, guys, unless I I'm not seeing where unless he's standing in the wrong place.
First down,
First down.
Indians, and that'll put it probably about on it has to be on about the
4
4-yard line.
Yep.
So first down and goal to go from the 4. And Jamie Wisłowski made it look like he was going to throw the ball, held up the defense a little, and then just took a run to the corner of the end zone, and he knocked out of bounds at the 4, but enough for a first down.
That's raw speed there. That's
Right,
speed
and
kills, and he just showed you why there.
He turned it on, and he headed for that first down marker.
First down and goal to go from the 4. Hockenbrock under center, gives it to Wisłowski. He's piled up in the middle. Anderson in there, also Jeff Evans and 31 Corey Hepler. So the 3 big linemen, the 3 linemen for Mount Carmel area make the tackle on that play.
And one of the interesting, you see Evans in there. You got to remember, guys, Evans is a freshman. He's in the crucible of battle right now in the
That's
Shamokin
right.
area football game down on our own goal line. That's confidence, and that shows you what kind of player Jeff Evans is, that he's in there right now.
Hockenbrock gonna roll to his right. Big rush over there by, and he throws a pass.
That's intentional grounding.
And it was,
It's intentional grounding.
Well,
Well, we're having
it's one of 2 things. It's intentional grounding or your linemen
in
are
the
down.
ground.
The linemen were down in the end zone, so it's one or the other. Something had to be called there that they did not call. It's
shaky.
an incomplete pass.
shaky call by the officiating
Yeah,
crew that time.
that was
Shaky
bad.
call.
That was bad.
I don't think they were watching that as well as they should have, folks.
Third down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Split receivers and twin backs for the Indians.
That was hard to believe.
Hockenbrock, quick pass. And incomplete in the end zone. 4th down and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
Now we'll see a field goal attempt.
Number 7 is going to be the kicker, Brian Hollingshead.
He's a tall, lanky kicker, isn't he? He's
The holder will be number 4, Rich Waugh. Snapped back. Bad snap, but a great hold by the holder. Kick is up,
Good.
and it's good. With 10:28 remaining in the first half, the score, Shamokin area 3, Mount Carmel area 0.
tough defensive play by Big Red that time. I mean, 3 points on the board. Certainly you don't want them to score, but holding them to 3 points when they were first down on the 4-yard line, a little bit of lift for the defense. Now it's time for the offense to show something. They didn't show anything on that first and only series. They had the ball in the whole game, so we can't be too hard on them, but we see.
In exactly about 14 minutes of playing time, there has only been 3 series of offensive plays for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, and you're hearing some booing in the background. You're trying to be impartial here. You're trying to call this game, but this officiating crew has had its problems in the past. And I'd have to say they're having them again.
And it's nothing against either team.
Right.
Not the team,
problem-
no.
Whether it was
problem
Shamokin or
is-
Mount Carmel area,
right.
that was that play, right.
Just
right.
a shaky start for the officials right now.
Hollingshead will kick off for the Indians. Deep for the Red Tornadoes. Veach, Evans, and Malachowski. This goes to Evans on about the 11-yard line. Takes it up to the 22 and is tackled nicely on the 25-yard line. In on the tackle, number 29, which is Josh Ziegler.
It's time for Big Red now. They've got to do something with the football, certainly, if they want to change a little momentum in the football game right now. They had only 3 plays, so you can't be too hard on them, let's face it. But I think now with a 3-point lead up by the Indians, I know they certainly feel they want to do something with the ball right now.
10-12 left in the first half. Karnowski sets the Red Tornadoes. Lone back is Veach. Going to bring it out around the right side. Finds a little running room, gain of about 4 yards. Gain of about 2 yards.
I thought he was further ahead than he was on the spot of the ball. This field, I wasn't down on the field like I usually am in the head. This field looks like it has lush grass
Yes,
on it,
it
though,
does.
a thick grass.
This is the option to Veach. Going to take it out around the left side. Great open field tackle by number 20, Wisłowski, and what a great move by Wisłowski coming up for that tackle.
Yeah, speed on speed there, you know. I mean, let's face it, Wisłowski's he's a quality football player. He has been, and he's going to be all year today, or this year. Tonight, you know, I mean, it seems for some reason or other, as we are apt to do in games like this, we certainly bring out the best in him. But he's a good player no matter who he's up against. And again, speed is such a big difference here. You can do so many things extra when you have that little bit of speed that somebody else maybe doesn't.
This is Karnowski from the shotgun formation. Snaps back. Zone's flooded. Looks at Jamin over the middle. First down. Jamin and the Red Tornadoes at the 44-yard line. Tackle made by number 5, Todd Hockenbrock.
Well, that's what's good for the Goose is good for the game.
Well, that was the same
We did
play,
the same thing they did to
they
us.
didn't cover it.
They did not cover the trailing. That time the trailing man was not covered. He went over the middle where everybody else, and you saw the linebacker turn his head, and he turned and thought, uh-oh.
That's my guy.
I think I'm supposed to be back on this one. And he started to try to get back, but he couldn't come back in time.
Power back formation for the Red Tornadoes. Going to come around the right side. Veach finds a little running room for about a gain of a yard. Tackle made by number 79, John May from the Indians. Also looked like Roble was in on the tackle, number 75.
Now, one of the keys offensively always, at least with Coach Chicatano and the defense that he plays, is you got to spread them out a little bit. You can't let them pack themselves inside like they want to do. That's how they control the ball when they do that.
That's right. And they come up, look at, they have a 5-man line up there now.
This is from the shotgun. Karnowski looks downfield. Knocked down by Harry Reid. Good job by the linebacker to just drop back, go into a zone, and just pick that one off because really he was not covering anybody.
Right.
He came back in a zone.
He came back, stayed in his zone, and went up for the ball.
I don't think Vic saw him. I don't think Vic saw him backpedaling because if he wasn't there, it was a completed pass.
3rd down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. 7:51 left in the first half. Indians scored first, 3-0. The Indians in the lead. This one's again from a shotgun formation. Snaps back. Big rush. Almost intercepted by number 42 for the Indians, which was Josh McBride. Looked like it was maybe a screen, and the receiver for the Red Tornadoes had fallen down. So Red Tornadoes faced with a 4th down and 9 yards to go.
Well, 75, Roble that time was the key to that play defensively. He was in way too fast. I'm sure that Vic didn't expect to see him standing there that quickly, and he broke the entire timing of the play up.
Snaps back. Almost blocked. Bouncing ball on about the 28-yard line. Will go down to about the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10 Indians. 7:33 left in the first half.
I think a little bit of a series now for Big Red's defense. I think they need to stop them here and force a punt to get the ball back into our hands a little bit. Or you don't want them to have another long march down the field with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left before halftime.
Well, they ate up that much time in the last series.
They ate the whole quarter actually, right. and some of the second.
Hagenbrock to Wisłowski, out around the left side, finds some running room, breaks it up the middle to about the 38-yard line. Dave Evans in on the tackle, number 27. Also, Eric Higgins helped out in there.
That time they sealed the end, and that's all you need to do with Wisłowski. They sealed the end, and they popped it outside, right. And that's where they made the gain at.
Number 83, Eric Higgins, looks like he hurt his arm. That put number 28 into the game for the Red Tornadoes, which is Denny Molisevich.
You cannot, just like with Veach, you cannot allow Wisłowski to turn the end. If he does, you're going to be in for some serious yardage. 1st down and 10 Indians from about the 38-yard line. Reverse to Ritchie. He finds a little running room, and he's still on his feet at about the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Hepler, and also over there, looked like number 27, Dave Evans.
Tell you what, if you watched Hockenbrock working in the backfield that time when he turned around, he had 2 beautiful fakes before he handed it off.
He did. That was a well-designed play that time.
29, Malachowski into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes in place of 22, Brett Veach. Second down and about 3 yards to go for Shamokin area. Flags on the play. You're right on the ball there, Warren. What did you see?
Yeah, that's against Shamokin.
Dead ball foul, offsides against the Indians.
Now somebody, I saw the, I don't
Somebody
know,
line up?
somebody was rocking a little bit, I think is what it was. I couldn't see, I was looking straight down the line and I couldn't see which helmet it was, but somebody rocked a little bit and that was it.
Second down and 8 to go, the ball on the 44-yard line. The wind's really picking up out there too, Warren. Those flags have started blowing a lot harder than they were at the start of this game. Handoff to Weslowski. Slips,
He was down.
and then he's hit on about the 40-yard line by number 41, Costello.
He gained about 2 yards. That should bring a second.
No,
and
he didn't
6
gain
up.
anything. He's got to go back with it. In fact, he lost a half a yard.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 8.
3rd and 7 for the
3rd and 7. 3rd and 8. One's 3rd and 8. One's 3rd and 7. Somewhere around there, guys.
5:13 left on the clock in the first half. 3-0, the Indians in the lead. Yost and Lynch are split far left. Hockenbrock back to pass, lots of time. Now has a rush on. Yost comes back for the ball and is tackled by Shikatano and also number 27, Dave Evans. Nice job by Yost to come back, but it did take the first down away,
Yeah.
so they'll have 4th down and about 4.
You're right. Jost did things you sometimes see the pros forget
Right.
to do. Come to your quarterback when he's in trouble, and he did do that. Unfortunately, he had to give a first down up to do it, and now, in fact, he gave up. It's about, I would say 3rd, and they're saying 3rd. They're saying 4th and 7, but it's 4th and 4 to go, and the Indians will punt.
Hockenbrock in punt formation, bad snap. He's still got the ball and got it away. Long kick. It hits on about the 15 down to the 5 and out of the end zone. That'll be a touchback back to the 20-yard line for the Red Tornadoes.
Actually, all you have to do is just get the ball up in the air right
it's
about
gonna
this
go
way,
in this
and
wind.
it's moving. I mean, the wind has really picked up since the start of the game.
4:16 left in the first half. Red Tornadoes with the ball.
I know Coach Williams is saying, this is the time for some offense now. 4:16 left in the first half. I'm sure he'd like to get some points, or if not points, at least get a couple of first downs strung together here and get a drive moving before the half ends.
A lot of shifting for the Red Tornadoes on this play. Puts Costello in the backfield as the lone setback. This one's going to Costello up the middle, gain of about 5 yards. Good run by the big fullback.
Good blocking that time.
Takes
too.
him to about the 24-yard line.
Good blocking that time.
You know what happened right there? They got locked together. Costello and the tackler, who I can't see who it is right now, they're both down right now.
If everybody's standing around there, they're going to
They
suffocate.
can't see, yeah.
They're going to have to give them some air.
Yeah,
there.
they got him out.
They had something hooked together.
I think it might have been their
Their
face
face
masks were hooked together.
I hate when that happens.
Second down and about 6 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes.
I didn't have that problem because they wouldn't let me, use a face mask. It's pretty much a helmet.
I'll tell you what, the way it looks, you're
Yeah.
right, you didn't use one.
And this wind is really messing my hair, and I guess you guys noticed that too.
Costello and Veach in the backfield for the Red Tornadoes. Oh, fumble! The ball snaps up and recovered, looks like, by the Red Tornadoes.
Big Red's definitely jittery here on offense tonight. They're not in their rhythm.
Nope.
Had Ginther in the lineup that time for Big Red, number 5.
He's been coming in and out with Evans, it looks like, on some of the plays when they split them and when they have an end split far out, they put Gunther out there. Gunther.
I'm looking at Gunther. It's a GU, right?
Right.
Gunther. Ginthers and Gunthers and Ginters.
Big third down play for the Red Tornadoes. 3rd down and 7, 3 minutes left in the first half. Jamin goes in motion. Kornatsky back to pass. Big rush by the Indians. Wisłowski there. Intercepts the ball on the 31-yard line. Finds some running room down to about the 22-yard line. But what made that play was a big rush. Saw mainly number 42, Josh McBride, but I didn't see anybody who the other guy was coming in there.
And I'll be truthful. I'd have to wonder who we were throwing that to. I don't know what it looked like a screen, but
that's what it looked like.
I don't know who we were aiming at there. I didn't see the receiver who was supposed to be catching the ball unless he went down, which could be too. Big break though for the Indians. 2 minutes 46 seconds remain in the first half, and Big Red defense now, who has been on the field almost the entire football game, now has to strengthen itself again.
Ball's on the 22-yard line. Big shift there by the Indians. This one's going to be a pitch back to Wisłowski. Going to try it around the left side. Lots of running room this time, down to about the 10, and is tackled at about the 9-yard line. In on the tackle is Gretzky, number 8, the safety, and number 27, Dave Evans. First down and 10. Well, it could be first down and goal to go. It is for the Indians from the 10-yard line.
First down, Indians first and goal for the Indians inside the 10-yard line. First and goal to the Indians inside the Mount Carmel 10-yard line.
Hockenbrock sets the Indians. Fakes to Wisłowski. Looked at Yost in the end zone. Big rush in there by Eric Higgins, and he gets him down on about the 22-yard line.
Great coverage that time by Big Red. I mean, you got to give everybody in that defensive backfield credit. He had no one, and I think he was aiming to throw it away even and was afraid to.
I'll tell you what,
took a big sack.
Jamin did the right thing too. Jamin went in under control. You know, Hockenbrock looked like he was trying to go one way or the other, and Jamin didn't go for the fakes. He stayed right in his face and made the tackle.
Big loss for the Indians. 2nd and 22 now. Ball out around the 22.
Hockenbrock rolls to his right this time. Higgins with the rush. And he's hit by number 31, Corey Hepler, and 77, Bill Anderson. That one will bring up a third down and about...
Well, don't look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard says it's 3rd and 22 to go with the ball on the 22, which means the ball was on the goal line before he started losing a lot of yards on the way back. I'm getting all kinds of screwed up looking at the scoreboard there. It's now third. The ball's on the 18, and there's 18 yards to go. Which, all right, that means that you're on a
third down, 18.
You can only go to the goal.
Right. You got it. You had me confused there.
I had me confused twice now, Rita. I apologize to the scorekeeper now. That was my fault.
Hockenbrock over the middle, intercepted by Joe Chicatano, and he brings the ball up. And that was a beanbag coming out.
Yeah,
I thought it was a flag.
Well, there's a case where he wishes he had that one back, just like I think Vic did his, because he threw it right at him.
That was the same thing that Reed had done on the
Harry.
play that he knocked down.
Yeah.
Chicatano just dropped back from his linebacker position and was in coverage on that pass play. 29 seconds left on the clock, and Mount Carmel actually running out of time here to do anything in the first half.
Chicatano, big rangy kid, big tall kid, hard to get over his head.
Hand off to Veach, and they go to the 21-yard line.
Looks like, all right, I was going to say we weren't calling a timeout. I thought we were content to run the clock out.
Well, and defensively, we have to pick up that third man coming out of the backfield on the
right, absolutely.
on the
Gotta
trips
adjust
left
to that
and
trips.
trips right. Right, we have to adjust to that because they are hitting him for 5-10 yards and picking up every time the pass is made.
Yeah.
In fact, at the interception there, if you get a chance to watch a replay on that, there was a man open closer to the quarterback, but out on the flat a little bit more. Nobody picked him up again.
Yeah.
And but Hockenbrock was going for the deep man, looking for the touchdown.
Nice crowd here tonight, even though the rain came early. Thank God it stopped, because it could have been a night like it was a day like it was in Altoona. How cold it was there, because it did chill down a lot here tonight.
The temperature's changing dramatically as we're sitting here tonight.
14 seconds, handoff to Costello up the middle, gain of about 8 yards, and he takes a shot. Looks like Harry Reid. And he gets up a little gingerly, but now 4 seconds left on the clock. Looks like it's going to run out, and that's the end of the first half. The score, Shamokin area Indians 3, Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 0. We'll be back with some halftime stats in one moment.
Okay, gang, we're here at the halftime stats, and they're about as ugly as you would figure they were by watching the first half here. Mount Carmel area rushed the ball 10 times for a total of 27 yards, by far our lowest output so far this season. In the passing department, we were 1 of 4 for 13 yards. Individually, Brett carried the ball 7 times for 18 yards, Cassidy Costello 2 for 10 yards, and Sean Jamin 1 for 13 yards. Shamokin area rushed the ball 21 times for a total of 46 yards. Passing, they were much better, 8 of 13 for 75 yards. In the first down department, and this is where the game has been told so far tonight, Shamokin area Indians, 8 first downs, Mount Carmel area Tornadoes 1. And one of the other really big telling points of this first half, and I know if you're watching the game, you're wondering this, in the time of possession, Shamokin area held the ball for 17 minutes and 12 seconds in the first half compared to Mount Carmel area's 6 minutes and 48 seconds. It's pretty tough to put points on the board when you don't have the ball. Mount Carmel area, I think, had 14 offensive plays the entire first half. 2 other notable moments in the first half, and that came in the punting game. And Shamokin area's Hockenbrock, the punter, punted one of his punts. He punted a couple times, but one of them for 63 yards. We come right back about a series later, and Costello punts one for 61 yards. So under difficult conditions, the punting game hasn't suffered on either team, and we're about 2 seconds away from the start of the second half. We'll be right back.
Back to start the second half. Captains meet at the center of the field, and Mount Carmel will receive to start the second half.
Well, we talked about halftime stats. You heard them as I read them. Bleak in the Mount Carmel area side offensively. Not had the ball much, 6 minutes possession. He ran 14, I think, offensive plays the entire first half. They need to get an offense that's going to roll a little bit. They need to get diversified a little bit. Move the ball around a couple different players. Shamokin area on the other side have to be happy about their offense, although they've got to be unhappy that they got 3 points on the board. Certainly they should have had more with the way they moved the ball around a little bit. Defensively, both teams coming in strong defensively like we thought. Mount Carmel area, especially in the linebackers, are showing all kinds of action. And again, with Shamokin area on defense, limiting Mount Carmel area to virtually nothing offensively in the first half.
Probably was the one downfall of Shamokin area was that they did not put more points on the board. Just like you said, possessing the ball that long, it would have been nice for them to throw a touchdown in there, at least one touchdown on that drive. Kicking off for the Indians, number 7, Brian Hollingshead. Veach, number 22, Evans, number 27, that's Dave Evans, and number 29, Dan Malakowski will be deep for the Red Tornadoes. This is a kick into the wind. It's a squibber. It's going to hit on the
cover it.
And covered over there by the Red Tornadoes. And looks like a flag, but it could have been a beanbag.
I think it's a flag. If it's a beanbag, it's pretty big. He had a pocket full of beans. It's a flag.
I'll tell you what, Evans was on the bottom of that hit, and he comes off limping, and that would be a hurt for the Red Tornadoes.
And Evans says, I'm not hurt, I'm just fooling around, I'm in the game.
That's a 15-yard penalty against the Indians. Give them a personal foul, give Mount Carmel area first down and 10 from about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Evans has to come off.
Yeah,
he's just limping too much to be an asset in that backfield right now.
There's the first big break of the second half, and it comes on a big penalty against the Shamokin area Indians. I'm sure that's not the way they had envisioned opening up this half.
Hand off to Veach off the right side. Big hole for a gain of about 9 yards. First down and 10. Nope. Gain of about 9 yards. Second down and about 2.
I wondered how you were going to add that one up when we were done.
You know what I did? I won't tell you what I did.
That's okay. I'm so worried about that 22 yard to the end zone.
I was looking at the wrong yard line.
I got to personally apologize to the scoreboard keeper before I leave tonight.
He was right.
In a way, he was right. I had no clue what was going on there.
3-0, Shamokin area in the lead to start the third quarter. Veach off the right side. Close to a first down. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Shamokin area Indians, number 79, John May.
No gain.
There was a bunch of Indians in on that tackle, though, including Reed and also 22, Chad Varney. Third down and about 6 inches to go for the Red Tornadoes. Power backfield. Quarterback sneak.
Oh,
First down, Red Tornadoes.
I think he was helped more by the Shamokin defender that time trying to tackle him than he was anything else.
That's exactly what Big Red wanted to do. Get the ball, get a first down. Get settled in there offensively and start doing what it is they do best. A little confused about who's coming in and out of the game.
Well, right
there.
now, Mike Sinkovich is in. They're doing some work on Joe Costello's leg down here on the bench. So that puts Sinkovich into the lineup at fullback. Puts Malachowski in motion as Evans is hurt, number 29. Pitch to Veach, going to come out around the right side. Wisłowski keying on him that time. Picked that one up. And the tackle made by number 76 from the Indians, which is Jason General.
Right.
Good job from the defensive end position. Second down and about 7.
And the two ends, General McBride and I think we throw in there the tackles on the defensive line. They're extremely mobile and they're not letting him get outside. And that's especially in the end position. If you keep him inside, you got a better shot at winning the football game.
This is to Veach. Finds some running room to about the 41-yard line. Tackle made by number 9, Jason Lynch, the strong safety.
That's what you don't want. You don't want your strong safety making the tackle out there.
You know
Low
you're in
tackle
trouble if
on
he's made the
Veach.
tackle.
That's right.
2 yards to go for the first down, and Big Red's looking a little bit better right now with themselves offensively.
Mike Sinkovich, Hepler, and Veach in the backfield. Fumble on the
recovered by the
play,
Indians.
and the ball is recovered by the Indians.
That's the second fumbled snap between the center and the quarterback tonight, and you got to start wondering now what the problem is back there.
It seems like Vic was pulling out a little bit too soon on that one. It looked like a pitch. It looked like it was going to the right side because the power was that way. We had the blockers, we had the guards pulling and everything else, and you have to stay there until you get the ball.
Yeah, still a little jittery on offense, and it cost us dearly with a turnover here early in the third quarter. I'm looking at the linebackers, and Costello is not in at linebacker.
That puts Ron Davis, number 58, in at linebacker. Pass out to Yost, finds some running room down the left side, and he's still on his feet. Two tacklers missed him. Touchdown, Indians, as Yost high steps into the end zone, and there's a flag on the play.
There's a flag down there, and that's got to be against Shamokin.
Well, there's a flag on about the 30-yard line also, so there's two, but the flag in the end zone is, in high school football,
picking it up. He's
you
picking
cannot.
it up. He picked the flag up.
Oh, okay. He picked that one up, but in high school football, you cannot celebrate going into the end zone, and even though it was a great touchdown, we saw something just come flying through the fans here. Big play for the Indians.
Now the fumble's a killer. It stops you offensively. It gives them a quick push. And again, we told you, Wisłowski's the speed guy, but there's 2 or 3 other guys here that are very close to him speed-wise.
That's right.
But that was Paul Yost, and he's fast.
Sophomore last year as a split end and a back. When Wisłowski got hurt, Paulie Yost stepped up, and he proved that he can run the ball. And he has the speed to do it.
This will put number 4 as the holder. Number 7 in the attempt the extra point, and it's a long extra point. It'll be a 35-yard extra point. Snaps back, kicks up, and looks like it was blocked. Eric Higgins or number 61, Jamie Rowland, got their hands on that one. So with 8:20 remaining in the third quarter, the score, Shamokin Area Indians 9, the Red Tornadoes 0.
And again, they did exactly what they intended to do, Shamokin, from the beginning of the game. Isolate, one-on-one, out on the sidelines, and let your receiver run with the ball. Either you're going to pick up 2 yards, 5 yards, or whatever.
Right.
Here, all he had to do was outstep the defender, and he was gone for a touchdown.
Right.
Right now, Joe Costello is hurting on the sideline. He can hardly put any weight on his left leg, and it came from right in the end of the half.
Last play of the half.
Yeah, Harry Reid
hit him, but somebody got
put
him
a hit on,
right on his
Costello
thigh.
coming through on his thigh, and it's a bruise on his thigh, but they have it taped up right now, and it appears as it's getting colder, Costello's leg seems to be getting stiff.
If you lose Costello for the remainder of this game, you're in serious trouble. I mean, he both offensively and defensively,
you're right.
I believe, both sides of the ball. You cannot afford to lose him.
Hollingshead in to kickoff for the Indians. Kicks away, it's a squibber. Same kind of kick as before, and this one's going to go out of bounds or covered by the Red Tornadoes. First down and 10 from about the 28-yard line.
It's hard to tell when you're looking at this field. These are the skinniest sidelines I've ever seen. I mean, I had trouble standing by the fence and not touching the sideline of the field. You know, and of course I'm a little bit different.
Well,
than most,
they did make the track larger this
yes,
time.
they did. They resurfaced the track this past summer and widened it when they had to instead of moving the stands back or the rail, taking the rail off, they moved the field in.
This one's the Veach fumble on the play and recovered by Veach, number 22.
I'm wondering now. We're definitely shook on offense. We cannot get going here on offense. We're not handing the ball off well. We're just not having our best moments here.
Second down and 11 for the Red Tornadoes. 7:53 left in the third quarter. Malachowski and Jamin are split for the Red Tornadoes. Option play to Veach. Coming out around the left side. Big play made by number 20, Jamie Weslowski. And as you've called it, Wayne, during the whole game, he is keyed on Veach right now.
It's my contention now offensively. Although Veach is the true go-to guy, you need to spread the ball out. They're keying him. They're going to continue to key him. And you need to move the ball around a little bit. Now you're a little bit hamstrung because you lost starting fullback. You don't like to do that either. And the replacement is a freshman. And I'm not taking anything away from the freshman replacement, but he doesn't have the same game experience than Costello does in a big game like this.
Fake the handoff to Sinkovic. Looks over the middle. Incomplete at about the 35-yard line. Fourth down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Now, you also lost your punter.
Exactly. Someone else is going to punt the ball.
54, Jeff Evans, a freshman, will punt the ball.
No, I'm not worried about him. He seems to be able to do everything he wants, so he should be fine back there.
Indians set up too deep for the punt return. Low snap. Evans has got it. Gets the kick away. Hits on about the 48-yard line. Bounces and is going down and will be downed on about the 38-yard line. First down and 10, Indians. 6:45 left in the third quarter. 9-0. Shamokin area in the lead.
Good kick by the freshman that time to get out of some problems.
This becomes a real big defensive stand for the Red Tornadoes.
And there's some pressure there on the new lineman, which is Davis, right? 58, the linebacker.
Right.
He's got to step up and fill tough.
Hockenbrock to Weslowski off the left side, gain of about 6 yards. Veach on the initial hit, helped out by Davis, and also in there 66, Joe Chicatano.
Now I think it's somewhat odd that although you only saw a couple of offensive plays so far since Costello leaves the game, they haven't gone right at Davis. Usually you're right at the new guy, and they're running into Chicatano's side still. So either they got a lot of respect for him or they haven't really paid much attention to that yet. You may see him come his way in the next series maybe. A big loss, though. I think a big loss emotionally when you see Costello out of the football game.
Hockenbrock tucks the ball away, tries it around the short side of the field, rolling in on the tackle, 61. Also 83, Eric Higgins, 58, Ron Davis, and a couple other Red Tornadoes getting up there. Number 47 now comes into the lineup, which is Steve Sinkovic, another freshman for the Red Tornadoes.
And Roland had a good game so far. He's been all over the field. He's getting some good penetration. He's playing a tough football game out there.
Sinkovic will take over at the left linebacker position in place of Ron Davis. Third down and about 3 yards to go for the Indians. Weslowski and Reed in the backfield. This puts Yost in motion, and Yost ran offside. He just sort of came around and got across the line of scrimmage before the ball snapped. That'll be a 5-yard offside penalty against the Indians.
Now you're looking at, again, you're looking at a test in the crucible of fire with another freshman in the football game, 47 for Big Red, Steve Sinkovic. A name, obviously, a great football
That's right.
name here, and he has a twin brother who also is a freshman.
Well, Mike's the fullback right now on
Yeah.
offense. Steve is the linebacker.
So a lot of confidence being shown in the young freshman right now in the fullbacks or the linebacker spot.
Same play, Yost in motion. Hockenbrock going to roll to his right. Looks downfield. Lets one fly. Out of bounds on about the 50-yard line. Good coverage by 27, Dave Evans.
Good coverage.
Fourth down and 8.
And we had good pressure that time off of Hepler and let me check the number
Anderson.
out over there. Anderson, 77, and the other one was Eric Higgins,
83.
also 83.
Now you had one good thing and one bad thing happen at the end of that play. The good thing was that as they came out of bounds, there is no out of bounds on this field, and they would have hit the fence, but the gate was open. The bad news for Shamokin area is that I saw his cleats go right through the track, the newly poured track, as he came through the gate. So
Hockenbrock with the
there's a
punt.
couple of chunks over there.
Line driver picked up by Malakowski, and he's tackled on about the 29-yard line.
Sort of a good news, bad news moment there. It doesn't look too bad, but you can see where he was.
4:12 left in the third quarter, 9-0. Shamokin area in the lead.
It's good the gate was open on this. I think
You're not kidding.
this is a bit of a dangerous situation on the sideline on this field because there's so little room to maneuver when you're on the when you're close to the edge.
And it's amazing that they have the rail there. They have a walkway that they did not take away from the walkway and leave the field.
Of course, there's a hump there too.
Fumble on the play.
Might have been difficult. Shamokin area says they
And
have
the ball
it, and
recovered by the Indians. Number 20, Jamie Wisłowski comes up with the ball. First down and 10, Indians from about the 29-yard line.
Obviously, we need to get off the sidelines. We need to sit down. We need to understand what's happening with the football.
All right, here we go. Big defensive series for the Red Tornadoes. 3:36 left in the third quarter. And right here, they have to hold. It has to be done here by the Red Tornadoes, or Shamokin can put a real icing here and put themselves in a good situation. Wisłowski off the left side, finds some running room. Good tackle made
30.
by number 30, which is Jamin.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you what, if Jamin didn't make that tackle, he was picking up some extra yardage, 10, 15 yards there.
I have Gunther in the game now at I guess he's playing safety?
Well, you've got
Is it
Gunther in at safety. You have Ron Davis back in at linebacker. Going left with Wisłowski to the short side of the field. Makes a nice cut. Gets down to, looks like about the 14-yard line.
First down for the Shamokin area Indians.
First down, Indians. '28, Mulasevich into the lineup. Hockenbrock to Harry Reid up the middle. The big fullback still on his feet. Tackled by Anderson, also in there on the bottom of the pile, getting up right now. Number 30, Jamin. Second down and 4 for the Indians. The ball's on the 12-yard line?
10.
10-yard line.
10, they're saying, 10. It's
No, that's a soccer stripe in there. That's what I see. Harry Reid again off the left side. Good tackle by Corey Hepler. Gain of about 1 yard. Third down and 3. But right now the clock at 1:34 in the third quarter and just working heavily toward the Indians.
I was at halftime when I went down for the stats. I did look at the field, and I was right. This is a really lush, kind of high cut field. They don't have it cut down really far. It's real thick kind of grass down there. It's surprising compared to how badly the weather was this year. They must have done a lot of watering down here.
Mount Carmel area calling a timeout right now. And just trying to figure out what's going on there as Coach Conley goes out now to the Red Tornado huddle to talk this one over. 1:15 left in the third quarter.
I think we look at the end of the third quarter and obviously our backs to the wall defensively, but something to look at as we go on offense again. I'm fairly certain when I see in the sidelines that Goretzky will be going in as the quarterback from what it looks like. On the side,
he's warming up.
He took some center snaps and he's throwing the ball, so I fully expect to see number 8, Goretzky, go into the ball game as the quarterback as we take the ball over again. Yeah, not really our finest hour offensively, and I think a couple of things are contributing to that. Again, Shamokin area has a fine defense. We knew that was going to happen. We see them keying on Veach, pretty much taking him a little bit out of the ball game. And I think even more devastating to us is the loss of Costello at that fullback spot. And that may be the telling part of the game the way it looks now.
Well, you figure fullback, linebacker, and punter.
Yeah, I mean.
Third down for the Indians. Reed moves. Pitch back to Weslowski, short side of the field. Good rush by Dave Evans that time. And he gets to him first. Be a fourth down and about 4 yards to go for the Indians. And right now, with 9 points on the board, you go for the field goal.
I don't think at all. I think they're going to go for the points. That's the way I figure. I figure they think they can make this 9 points stand up.
Well, regardless, Tornadoes need 2 scores regardless.
Yeah, I think Shamokin area says we can make that 9 points stand and maybe put some big points on the board here. Another 6, 7, or 8 points, depending on what they do. It could be devastating for Big Red.
Pitch back to Weslowski. Does a little stutter step, then turns on the speed and gets down to about the 4-yard line.
First down.
And that'll be a first down for the Indians.
Hepler's down. I think Hepler is down on the field.
Yeah, Hepler's shoulder. He's holding the shoulder again. Remember last year he had problems with that shoulder towards the end of the season.
.22 seconds remain in the third quarter. Shamokin area now poised for another score. The ball will be on the 2-yard line when it is placed, and it's first down and 2 to go for the touchdown for the Shamokin area Indians. The way it looks, you look on the sidelines and you're watching the players. From what I can gather, I think we can safely say that we will not see Costello enter the game the rest of this game.
Well, he's having a rough time even putting any weight on his foot at all. He's standing on his good leg, and the leg that's taped is just sort of like hanging there. So he took a good shot, and Hepler on this one took a pretty good shot in the shoulder also. First down and goal to go from the 4-yard line for the Indians. 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Might be on about the 2-yard line.
Who's replacing Hepler out there now?
Lepotsky's in at tackle for the Red Tornadoes, number 68. Reed, the handoff. Nice play made by Davis. He just shot the gap from his linebacker position. This will be a second down and goal to go from the 2.
That'll be the end of the quarter.
Well, that is the end of the third quarter. The score, Shamokin area 9, Mount Carmel area 0.
This is a chance once again to tell you that you are, of course, watching WKMC TV. WKMC TV broadcasting signal directly from the campus of Mount Carmel Area High School along microwave signal WLX267. We are an instructional fixed television service. You catch us at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night on Channel 13, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System.
Taking a look at the top, in the top 25 individual scorers from the area between these two teams, Mount Carmel, Brett Veach is in there with 6 touchdowns. Weslowski has 3 touchdowns. Costello with 3 touchdowns. Paul Yost from Shamokin with 2 touchdowns. Evans from Mount Carmel with 1 touchdown. And Elliot DeFrancesco picks up 7 points by being up in the top 25 with his 7 extra points. We didn't get to see him kick tonight yet.
We're hoping.
Goal to go. Start of the fourth
Ooh.
quarter for the Indians.
QB sneak.
Quarterback
and he's through.
sneak. Touchdown, Hockenbrock and the Indians. I'll tell you what, that was just an offensive surge by the
That's what it
purple
was.
line.
You're right. They put a good surge on. They beat Mount Carmel off the ball and got them back 2 yards.
Number 7, Todd Hollingshead in to attempt the extra point. I'll bet he's thankful that this is a regular extra point.
That's Brian. This is
Oh,
Brian.
it's Brian. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Brian kicks up, and it's no good. With 11:56 left in the ball game, the score is Shamokin area 15, Mount Carmel area 0. Have I been saying Todd all night there, Wayne?
No.
That was your
Okay.
first, that's the first
Is
time.
that the first?
That's
Okay.
The first,
Well, I just didn't want to get 2 twin brothers mad at me. You know, they come both
Oh,
after
look,
me,
look
right?
at the look at
Well-
the right side. Who can tell the difference? You know?
only-
You can get away with that.
The only thing there is the other brother's Brett.
Okay,
No problem.
Todd and Brian.
No, it's Brett.
Oh,
Brett and Brian.
Brett.
Brett and
Oh,
Brian.
you're
Well,
definitely,
where's
you're
Todd-
definitely in
why
serious
did-
trouble
why
with
did-
the
Oh,
Hollingsheads
okay,
right
okay,
now.
I got you.
You might want to stop at their house on the way
Well,
home and
we
just give
better-
that apology right at the
Yeah,
front
yeah.
door when
Well,
you
I
go
guess
home.
you know what? I had the same problem with the Sinkoviches early in the season.
Yeah, that's true too. We
I
have
just,
that
I
messed
just
up.
must have twin problems. That's all. I'll say Hollingshead the kickoff.
Very good.
He lets one fly. Going to be taken by Veach on about the 25-yard line. Finds a little running room up to about the 41-yard line. Mount Carmel area, first down and 10. And Gretzky, number 8, in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes.
And I said we were going to see a change here, and we do.
The winning ticket for tonight's game ball is a blue ticket, 112707. Once again, the winning number for tonight's
Sinkovic still at that
Right,
fullback
Sinkovic and
position.
Veach in the backfield. Veach off the right side. Gain of about 5 yards to about the 43-yard line, and Veach is down on this play. He took a shot in the thigh also.
no fumble on the play. Bring up a
He's up limping, but he's back up.
He's 6 second and 6, gain of 4 yards on the carry. The owner of tonight's ticket for
Gunther into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Second down and about 6 yards to go. Gretzky to Veach, big rush. In on the tackle, number 79 this time from Shamokin area, John May. You know what? It appears they have one lineman and one back keying on him.
Well, you're simply asking Veach to do too much. It's as simple as that. He is not going to be able to do this. He's missing his blocker in Costello, and I'm not taking anything away from that freshman, but you're used to Costello. Let's face
Right.
it, Costello is a first-ranked, probably all-state contender at the position. It's a difficult thing right now.
Gretzky back to pass, rolls to his left, big play. 22 in there for the Indians. Chad Varney, the senior, 6'2", 215 pounds from his linebacker position. Fourth down and about 20 to go for the Red Tornadoes.
Gang, I tell you what, I don't want to be in the film room for this one. It'll be the wiki stick. The wiki stick's going to be out on Monday night for this one. I can guarantee it.
Snaps back, high snap. Evans gets it, lets a nice punt fly. It's going to bounce on about the 49-yard line and will be downed on about the 46-yard line. First down and 10 Indians.
Well, Corey's back in the game.
Well,
Believe it or not,
Costello's
Costello
back
is
in-
back
back
in the
in.
football game, and I can't believe that. And look, he's running like there's nothing wrong with him. Oh, he's proven me wrong completely. I did not think you'd see him enter the game again, and he is back in there.
54.
Evans,
Jeff Evans goes in.
And no, Evans 27. I'm sorry, we're talking about the two Evans.
Dave
27
Evans
is out of the game, and again, he's limping noticeably too since that other series before.
Handoff this time to Weslowski, and right now, Shamokin area, Corey Hepler in on the tackle, but Shamokin area just will be content to try to take some time off this clock at 9 minutes left in the ball game. 15-0, Shamokin area in the lead.
Who do you think gets off the pile the first tackle? Costello. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He wanted to get that tape dirty.
He must have. Yeah, absolutely amazing. He is one tough kid.
2nd down and 9. Quick pass from Hagenbrock. Nice tackle made in the flat by number 26, Pete Cheddar.
Yeah.
Ritchie caught the ball.
Excellent play by Cheddar. Really, that was great coverage, and he wrapped him up right away. That was a gain of maybe 3 yards. No, maybe not even that much.
Illegal procedure called against the Indians.
Yeah, that's about a 2-yard pass play that time. Cheddar kept it to 2 yards. Big Red's going to decline that penalty, it looks like, and bring up
Third down and 9.
They're going for 3rd and 9 there to try to force a punt after this play.
Well, somehow it's 3rd and 7 now.
No, 3rd and 9. You know, I don't know what we're doing there. 3rd and 7?
Yeah, they
now it's 3rd and
changed
7.
everything. Hagenbrock takes the snap, pitches to Weslowski on the option to the right side. Good running room and close to a first down. '83, Eric Higgins over there. Number 41, Joe Costello in on the tackle. Timeout for a measurement.
I'm looking at Costello in there, you know, and you got to give him all the credit in the world. But look, he's hurt.
Yes,
he is playing hurt. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe that's a good idea right now with him in there. You know, he'll play with one leg if you let him. He may not be the right guy to ask. Do you think he could go in and play? You know, he could hit him with a car and he'd still be going in. But he's now, although he's noticeably limping now. He didn't when he first went in, but you know, the other thing you want to look at with him is effectively now speed is such a big part of his game, and he's lost some speed. Obviously, lost a step. But you worry that because he's lost a step, he gets set up to get hit a little more often. Whereas before you don't get to touch him as much. Now maybe you do. So you got to be careful with him in there.
First down and 10, Indians, 7:40 left in the ball game. Weslowski up the middle, finds a hole down to about the 34-yard line, and he just came through a very small hole. It wasn't very big as Jamie snuck through there.
Now his speed now is beginning to dominate our defense. It's as simple as that. He's beginning to wear us out a little bit. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the football game. And you're seeing Costello come out of the game, Davis in to replace him. And I think that's probably the best move.
I do too. At this point in the game, 7 minutes left to go. You got, game coming up again next weekend. You try to get him as healthy as possible. Now that has to be a terrible injury, a bruise there, the way he's limping, and you keep him in, he takes another shot on the same leg again, then you just compound it.
I think obviously Doc Jeff is down there. Now he's not being sent to the game with anything that he could probably injure more. But I'll tell you what, you take a whap on your thigh like that, you get a deep thigh bruise. Now maybe you can't do any more damage, but it sure as heck is going to smart for a long time. So. You just don't want to see that happen. And I think he has his helmet off now on the bench, so my guess is we've seen him for the last time tonight.
On that last play, Harry Reid, the ball carrier, good, close to a first down. Measurement by the officials right now.
Ooh.
Cesare's going to give it to him.
Ooh. That's a blade of grass in the way.
That's what he's doing.
He has a card, yes. It's just inch. It's an inch. Again, it's only 3rd down for the Indians, so they have 2 chances to put it across the inch here. Hagenbrock hands off to Reed, finds an opening and good for a 1st down. Big run by the fullback of the Indians, down to about the 24-yard line.
Well, Chicatano made a good call that time. Everybody packed the center looking for the quarterback sneak. He hands it off to Reed off tackle.
Yeah, 6 minutes, 13 seconds and counting down, and pretty much Big Red's fate's beginning to be sealed here unless they are able to stop the Indians right here, right now, and put a drive on. And they're not going to be able to do one of those sustained ones either. This is going to have to be a quickie if they're going to pull this win out tonight.
Pitch back to Weslowski off the right side. Finds some running room, does a great cutback. Touchdown, Indians. Great run by Jamie Weslowski, but there's flags
all
on the
over
play.
the backfield. I don't think that's going to be a touchdown. In fact, that's going to be a hold right at the edge, I believe.
That's what it was.
Right at the edge of the point where he went through.
But again, it's showing Weslowski's speed. As soon as he gets past the line, he turns on the second afterburners there, and he's gone.
He's a premier back.
Yes,
he really is. You can only say good things about him. And you know, the same thing with him. You're watching him, and you're not saying much about him, but defensively, he certainly has probably dominated the game more than anyone else other than maybe Costello on our side of the ball.
That is true.
In this football game.
It is a holding call against the Indians.
It was right at the point where he made the cut. They were holding. So, I mean, you could see it pretty clearly. But back with Weslowski, there's a kid that plays on both sides of the football and has limited almost by himself Veach to a subpar game for Brett Veach right now, really. You got to give Weslowski all the credit in the world. He's had one whale of a football game tonight.
Double shift puts Ritchie in the backfield. They give Ritchie fumble on the play.
Mount Carmel area has it.
And ball recovered by the Red Tornadoes. New life in the line of the Red Tornadoes. Gretzky comes in at quarterback, number 8.
Well, obviously you're not going to, you can't run the ball here, folks. You know you're going to be passing the football to get down the field a little bit.
5:24 left in the ball game.
Spread formation a little bit. You got Jamin way out here on the left.
Nobody on him yet.
Try Veach up the middle. Gain of only about 5 yards. 2nd down and 5.
On the tackle for the Indians, number 74, Rob Taylor, along with number 22.
Interesting call that time.
Gain of 5 yards on the counter.
4 minutes, 55 seconds and counting now for Big Red. Time truly becoming an enemy of the Big Red. Sinkovic out of the Mount Carmel backfield, and I believe he's replaced by Gunther is the replacement. So you'll see a one-back. Let's see.
One-back set?
Well, no, they're going to have a one-back set.
I knew that, yeah.
Gunther comes in at the split.
I knew Gunther wasn't going in as the fullback. So a passing formation for Big Red. And they, well, okay.
Pitch back to Veach. Running room good for a 1st down. Tackle made by Weslowski on about the 44-yard line.
Well, the ball did go through the air a little bit until it got to Veach. There you go.
Forget me. Forget my calls here, folks. Let me be here. 1st down for Big Red. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the football game. Gunther comes out of the football game, and I'm assuming the fullback went back in, although I didn't see yet, he's not. No, he's not
They
in.
got the split.
One back
Split
again. They're
again.
counting. They're missing a guy.
And timeout called by the Red Tornadoes. Brett Veach calling the timeout.
I'll tell you what, that's a heads-up football play by Veach. Now, that's not his job to count how many guys are on the line.
He did a great job from back there.
He was watching people come in and out of the huddle, and as soon as he stepped back there and lined up, he started counting. He knew he was in trouble because something looked a little off balance there.
And Hepler in. Hepler go run it. He doesn't care what the play is. He's setting up someplace.
See, that you know what I think? I think that time the fullback was supposed to be in there. I think Brett looked around and thought, hey, I'm not supposed to be the only guy in the backfield there.
I think
what we did there was we got a little confused on the formation, and somebody didn't return to the football game. When you're the tailback and there's no fullback, Usually you notice that pretty quickly.
You probably felt the draft there with the breeze there.
Something that stands out in your mind immediately, I could be in serious trouble back here.
Four minutes left in the ball game. 15-0. Indians in the lead. Number 8, Gretzky, the quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Veach, the lone setback. Malachowski goes in motion. Pitch back to Veach, running off the left side. Gain of about 4 yards.
3 minutes, 50 seconds in the ball game now.
Yeah.
Again, you're looking at a kind of a different offense than we're used to now. In the fourth game, we have a different quarterback. We've lost our fullback. Things are a little bit disjointed as we go along. Although I have to admit, I thought we would see the ball being aired out a little bit here in the final 3 minutes as we approach the end of the game, down 15 points.
A handoff to the fullback, gain of only about 1 yard. Nice tackle made by 79 from the Indians, John May.
That brings up a 3rd down and 8. Ball's right at midfield. Now you're almost going to have to throw the ball with 3rd and 8 coming up.
You said that 3 minutes ago.
I know, I keep saying that. It's like I'm trying to send a message, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to connect mentally with them, but I'm at a disadvantage because I have nothing to connect with. I had to say that before you guys dove in like sharks on that remark. I know you guys. You're animals.
Trips right. Gretzky rolls to his right, looks downfield, lets one fly.
Oh, interference.
And that's going to be interference called on the Indians.
Okay, that's a big play for Big Red. A little bump and grind going on with the receiver down there. Actually, there were 3 guys covering the receiver. They didn't need to do anything with them, really. But I guess they're feeling their oats a little bit, too, when you're down there. Big play, bring up a 1st down for Big Red. Ball will end up down around the 35-yard line of the Shamokin area Indians. There is 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the football game.
Vic Karnaski back in the lineup at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes at 2:38. From the shotgun formation. Snaps back. Karnaski. Quick pass to Higgins to the 21-yard line. Good throw, good catch.
Stop the clock while they move the chains. Nicely done offensive play that time. Genter going to bring the play in to the Red Tornado backfield.
.220 on the clock and counting. 15-0. Shamokin area in the lead.
We look a little confused again here. Okay, we got everybody where we want to be here.
Snaps back. Flags on the play. Somebody moved. Incomplete in the end zone, but we have a flag on the play.
I'm thinking that's going against us. We were a little bit goofy setting that play up a little bit. We had a little trouble getting down.
Might be motion there coming towards the line on the man in motion.
Either that or else we may not have had everybody set. I'm not sure if everybody got set before we snapped the ball that time.
Illegal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes.
I think offensively, this might be one of those films where you just want to throw it out and say, okay, we're not going to look at this baby. Let's prepare for next week and forget it.
Karnaski from the shotgun formation, snaps back. Looks at Jamin, nice play made by number 9 from the Indians, Jason Lynch, to break that one up.
2nd and 15 now, 1 minute 51 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Thank you.
Ball on the 26. I'm
Want to take
bored
the play-by-play
now.
for a
I'm
minute?
bored a little bit. I'm just.
Well, listen, since you're bored, I'll tell you what. I'd
What?
like to just. There's one person I have to. Norge. Norge is one of my best friends up at school up there. He moved some refrigerators a couple times. I nicknamed him Norge. He's ready to graduate. I think he's been there longer than I've been there. So I just want to say hello to Norge. He's just one of those guys.
No problem.
Snaps back on the trips. Looks over the middle at Gunther. Incomplete on about the 4-yard line.
Almost. That was almost a good play that time. And Higgins was trying to fool his way in there.
It's a great job by Eric Higgins to keep eye contact on that ball as it was tipped. Third down and 15, 1:43 left on the clock. Jamin goes in motion. Snaps back. Hits Jamin. And he doesn't get out of bounds, but does get down to about the 20-yard line. The clock will keep running at 1:30. Fourth down and about 10 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes.
I think we broke some pretty big ground here tonight, though. I mean, Wayne's acknowledged that he has a friend now. I'm not going to go out on a limb until I talk to this guy that he apparently. Yeah.
How about
if Norge can verify that he's also your friend, it'll be a friendship. Otherwise, you're just trying to slip one by.
A friend in Shamokin.
That's what he tells us. I don't know. Friend anywhere for that matter. His wife pays me to hang around with him. I don't know if Norge is making any money on this one or not, but he should be if he isn't.
Well, Norge is all right. He's an all right guy.
We'll see how much money he's getting first. I'm afraid to tell him what I'm getting in case he's not getting as much.
I had to pass him. That's
Oh,
the
well.
only way he's going to be my friend. Give him a passing grade.
All right, that's no problem.
We announce from a lot of lousy places throughout these 10 games that we do for Mount Carmel area.
You mean up on roofs and everything else?
We just have to thank Shamokin School District for letting us have such a good facility here, just about like we have
Excellent.
at home. And that makes it great.
This is a great
Special
facility.
thanks to Shamokin for letting us use this other side of the field.
I might want to mention, though, that we get soda at halftime at home.
That's okay.
If they want to think about that for maybe our next trip down.
Snap back to Karnowski. Fourth down. Looks, rolls. Now looks in the end zone. Intercepted. And is downed in the end zone. Nice interception by number 15, Dave Ritchie. 1:12 left on the clock, and this one will about wrap it up for Shamokin area. 15-0 the score.
Minute 12 left. Shamokin area takes the ball over their own 20-yard line. They'll sit on the ball. They'll get ready to celebrate, and they deserve it. The gold bucket will change hands.
That's right.
It'll go back to Shamokin for the year, and again, certainly well-deserved. They played a whale of a ball game tonight. A couple of kids, obviously come to mind, but I'll tell you what, you don't win it with 2 or 3. You win it with 11 on each side of the ball, and every one of them played a great game tonight.
That whole offensive 11 for the Indians, starting with 22 Chad Varney, 75 Dave Roble, 72 Chris Carnucci, 56 Dan Dietz, 70 Dan Krebs, 63 Eric Boner, number 2 Paul Yost, number 15 Dave Ritchie. Run up the middle. Here comes Harry Reid and gains a first down at about the 34-yard line. 5 Todd Hockenbrock did a great job from the quarterback spot.
Absolutely.
And the 2 backs, 44 Harry Reid and 20 Jamie Wisłowski. Good by them, too.
Under a minute now.
First and 10, 49 seconds left on the clock.
I think we could mention one other thing. Since we're getting in good graces here at Shamokin area, right?
Here comes Reed right up the middle again. Right over the center. Beautiful run by Harry Reid.
I'm thinking maybe we put in for a porta potty up here.
Coach Sam Chicatano just got a whole load of Gatorade dumped right on top of him.
What do you think?
That
go
sounds
for that porta
good.
potty or not? The bathrooms are way over there. You get a little bit older like us, it's hard to get to the bathroom in time. You've got to plan ahead before you do it.
13 seconds left on the clock, winding down 10. That's going to be it. The final score, Shamokin area 15, Mount Carmel area 0. Good job by the Indians, and the Indian cheerleaders come out, and after the handshake, the Indian cheerleaders will meet the Mount Carmel area cheerleaders and accept the coal bucket.
I don't think they're
Well, no,
accepting
they're
it.
just gonna steal it.
take it.
Usually there's a nice presentation made, but The Indian cheerleaders come over and grab the bucket. They were really excited. And as we see them going across the field now, carrying the bucket, there we go.
Oh.
And the celebration continues on the field with Coach Sam Chicatano and his football players. Cheerleaders also over there. Final handshakes being made on this side of the field. Shamokin area wins a big game here. Finishing up the wrap here, Warren, we did talk about it. Shamokin area came into the game, 1 win, 2 losses. However, 2 quality Anthracite region football teams that they lost to. North Schuylkill's not going to lose too many games, and neither is Blue Mountain.
No.
So it was deceiving with the 3-0 and the 1-2 record. And Shamokin did a great job tonight, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think you saw skilled people, which we knew you would. There were some excellent skilled people on that field tonight for Shamokin area. We had some good skilled people. We lost Costello a little bit. Now, I'm not saying the game was lost because of that, but certainly he hurt, losing him in that almost the whole second half. Offensively, we didn't see him at all. You look at the way they scouted us. Obviously, they had scouted us very well, had a good game plan designed to stop us defensively, and they knew a couple of things that they thought they might be able to do with us offensively, and they did. They were able to accomplish it, coming out with 15 points. It was a hard, tough ball game. I don't think the stats are going to look too good for us offensively. We certainly, although a good defensive effort by Shamokin area, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot several hundred times maybe across the course of the ball game, but a big win for Shamokin area. They're going to be a tough team throughout the rest of the year. I think anybody who thinks they weren't were nuts.
That's right.
I mean, they just happened to play 2 really good teams in the beginning, so look forward to good things from the Indians. And I think Mount Carmel area certainly looks forward into Montoursville next week.
Oh,
it's a
definitely.
day game, 12 noon start at the Silver Bowl. So they got to regroup. They got to see some of the things that maybe didn't happen for them tonight, change around, adjust, and play a big game next week. So the season obviously long to go yet. Nothing to worry about in that respect.
Right.
The cold bucket leaves.
The cold bucket leaves. Next weekend, this night, you're watching this Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, be sure to make the supper club. Everybody that can come down, help us support the kids. We're getting them sweatshirts this year. Everybody that comes to the supper club, and everybody will come to the supper club. Not only the players, but the cheerleaders. So get down to Matucci's. It's $6 for dinner, $5 for the club, and for the sweatshirts for the boys. Looking at Montoursville's game, the following Wednesday, we will not be broadcasting that to you as it will be coming live over WYOU. So don't look for us the following Wednesday. We won't be doing that game, but watch for the game, 12 noon on Saturday or 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'm not sure what time.
12 noon, I believe it is.
Whatever, yeah.
12 noon
whatever
start.
time it is on Saturday. Mount Carmel area against Montoursville. It's a 12 o'clock game. But we'll get there. We'll be there. We're gonna be
Sometime
there
on Saturday, we're playing Montoursville.
It's early Saturday.
And it'll
right.
be before it gets dark. That's all we need to know right now.
Well, that's about it from Kent Memorial. Can't say much more other than congratulations to the Indians.
Absolutely.
The bucket's yours for another year. I'm Bob Else.
I'm Warren Altamar.
Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night.